the new sensation sweeping the nation. You're listening to Black Helicopter News on the Armageddon Records Network.
Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. I've got my guest back in the studio, Dennis Wilson. We are going to talk about gun laws in New Jersey. Your take on the issue?
Yes, the gun laws in New Jersey have to change. And it's incumbent upon Governor Christie and other members of the New Jersey legislature to change these insane gun laws, some of them that have been in the books as far back as 1924. They have to be changed, and these laws don't do anything to protect public safety. They're actually harming public safety, okay? Specifically, the crime rate has gone up. On the national level, it's gone down, but on some of these areas in the different states, they've gone up. People have a right to bear arms. People have a right to protect themselves. Every creature, every organism on this planet has some type of self-defense mechanism built in to protect themselves from harm. Why shouldn't mankind have those same rights, those same methods to protect themselves? The laws in New Jersey are very restricted. To purchase a handgun, you have to go to your local police department. You have to go ahead and submit to a criminal background check and to a mental health background check. I'm not opposed to that whatsoever about the background checks. The problem is it's the actual mechanism that the way these permits are being issued. Okay, so to purchase a handgun, as I just mentioned, you have to go ahead, you go to the police department, they run two separate checks. Then, once you pass the background check, which takes roughly in New Jersey anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks, then they give you a permit to purchase. So if you want to purchase one handgun, they give you one separate permit for every handgun you wish to purchase. Those types of laws are very discriminatory. They were designed to keep guns out of the hands of African Americans. A state that has a very similar law was North Carolina. Their law dates back to 1919, and that was the goal of the law, was to keep the guns out of the hands of African Americans. I don't think that's a very, very good law because it's not really solving any kind of crime problem. Crime is affected regardless of what color the person is. What they should do is they should make one permit that's good for any amount of handguns the person wants to purchase. Connecticut has that type of law. Connecticut also allows their citizens to carry concealed weapons. New Jersey is very restrictive. You have to show what is called justifiable cause or justifiable need. And the only people that get those types of permits, if you're a judge, you get one. A state prosecutor or a local district attorney, you get one. If you work for an armored car company, you get one. If you can show that your life has been threatened by a number of police reports, then you can get one. Even with that, it's very sketchy. All right? So basically, if you're any type of law enforcement officer or judge or prosecutor, you get one. No questions asked. That's not good. What that does, it sets up New Jersey to become a police state.
Rand Corporation said in 1998 they were going to have troops at every checkpoint, tanks, armored vehicles, arrest people for their free speech, federalize all local police, take everybody's liberties. And today, U.S. police obtaining military vehicles to aid in hunt for criminals. They're preparing for all-out war with us. Criminals don't follow the law. They're going to get guns and commit crimes. More guns on the street means less crimes. That's in major studies by Professor Lott and others. All political power comes from the barrel of a gun. Mao said that. Hitler took the guns. And like you mentioned, the law being put into effect to keep the guns out of the hands of African Americans. Frederick Douglass said, the true remedy to the Fugitive Slave Act is a good revolver. Bottom line, the globalists are taking all of our basic rights and then getting us to infight over a bunch of distractions as if they're the biggest thing in the world. We'll be right back.
Pretty obvious by now to most of us that there are certain people in the government who want to take away our guns. Our gun rights are in jeopardy. Now they can just willy-nilly ban ammunition. Oh, the 223 ammo for AR-15s is bad. I'm going to take it away by executive order. To heck with the Congress, to heck with the Constitution, to heck with the people. I'm God. I'm the dictator. I'm running a banana republic. I don't know what the guy's thinking up there in the White House. But listen, if you want to keep your guns and you want to maintain the ability to take care of and protect your family, you need invisible guns, ghost guns, like the AR-15, the Ghost AR-15, starting as low as $499 at guns80.com. Go to guns80.com on the web, guns80.com. look at the link below in the description box. Link on there to guns80.com or call 844-2GUNS80. 844-2GUNS80 or guns80.com.
And I don't feel safe anymore. Oh, what a mess. I wonder who's watching me now. The IRS. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
And as a result, what we've seen is that the courts have released criminals back out on the streets, and the people that buy these guns legally, the courts and the police have actually gone after them. They've harassed them. Shaheen Allen was one of them. She was the African-American woman that had the concealed weapons permit from Pennsylvania. She went to Atlantic City, New Jersey. She was pulled over for a traffic offense. She told the cop that she had the hollow point bullets in the gun, which is a felony in itself in New Jersey to be carrying them without a permit. And she had a handgun with her in her purse. And what happened was the state trooper arrested her. She was told what to do by the course she took in Pennsylvania, to always be honest and upfront. So this caused a hullabaloo months ago, and the Atlantic County prosecutor, I think his name was Jim McLean, at first he was very, very hesitant to drop the charges, but after enough political pressure and enough pressure from public opinion, he dropped the charges and allowed to go into a pretrial process that it's like a probationary process that they allowed certain defendants to go into. Well, what happened recently within the last week, Governor Christie gave her a pardon, okay? Not only her, but other people like Brian Aitken, Gordon Van Gilder down in, I believe he was in Cumberland County, was arrested because he had a black powder firearm, an antique firearm, in his glove box of his car that was 300 years old.
I heard about that. That was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. These gun laws are ridiculous. New Jersey has to modernize their laws and bring them into sync with the other states. I believe a state like Florida has a very good system. You want to purchase a handgun, you need a driver's license and a 3-day wait. Or if you have a concealed weapons permit, you could go into the store and you can buy it after 5 or 10 minutes, after they run the checks. There's a balance here. The balance of public safety is being kept by having background checks done. And also, people in Florida are allowed to protect themselves. We do not have that in New Jersey, and it's caused a lot of angst, it's caused a lot of confusion, and a lot of innocent people have been ensnared by the law. It is obligatory that our elected officials change these gun control laws.
It's interesting. Now, UN is pushing an arms treaty. The UN wants their guns. They're disarming us. That's not a good thing.
Well, I think also that a lot of people are under an illusion. They believe that universal background checks are going to solve the problems of these mass shootings, okay? If you look at these mass shootings, they're very, very few in number.
Now I've been smoking for so long, you know I'm here to stay. Got you in a stranglehold, baby. You best get out of the way.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
Let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it.
That's not going to solve the problem of mass shootings having stronger background checks. What's going to solve the problem? First of all, the gun control laws are going to have a very limiting effect, all right? The gun control laws were designed to keep guns out of the hands of people that have had long criminal histories and have been adjudicated mentally defective. Absent those two reasons, you have to sell someone the gun. Next comes in the problem with the courts. Who makes the laws? Our legislature, our assemblymen, our state senators. They're the ones that make the criminal justice laws. When you have a Democratic majority in the legislature, they're going to be quite liberal, and they're going to take the side of the people in these poverty-stricken areas where the gun crime happens. Places like Paterson, Newark, Camden, Atlantic City. So they're not going to want to go ahead and make tough crime laws because they want to appeal to their constituents in these districts. What we have to do is we have to do this logically. We're not living in 1950 or 60 anymore. Times have changed. We have in New Jersey a very bad problem, places like Asbury Park and Newark with drugs. Heroin is on the rise in places like Asbury Park, Newark, so on and so forth, these inner cities. We need a strong police presence. We need laws that are going to keep them not in jail for 50% of the time or 60% of the time. They got to keep them in there for a long, long time. Probably about 90% of the time. Okay? We have to start bringing back the death penalty for certain types of crimes. All right? We need a mechanism that's going to protect public safety. We do not have that. We do not have that. The gun control laws are not going to do that. In one case was Jocelyn Friedland, about 2 years ago, up at the Short Hills Mall. He was an attorney, and he was carjacked. The 5 thugs that had the guns had long criminal histories. But what happened? The judge let him out of prison. The judge let him out, and I think it was in Newark. So they put these 5 thugs back out on the street. They got guns illegally. But Mr. Friedland wasn't allowed to have a gun because he has to show justifiable need. And other people like him have to show justifiable need to protect themselves. This is a lot of nonsense. And what's happening is people are leaving New Jersey over these gun control laws. They're speaking out against it. And frankly, our elected officials have to start losing their jobs. What we need to do is we have to get a block of voters that believe in gun rights and rights of the innocent, and we have to start voting out our elected officials that want these tough gun control laws.
That's pretty good.